The following podcast contains adult language, profound stupidity, hardcore nudity, and drug references. Children should not be listening to it. Everybody else can fuck a buck or rock off.
Nailed it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. My name is Poppascotch, and with me, as always, is Chump Slap.
Wish you.
With me in the studio today, Chump Slap, say something.
Hey, what's up there, ladies?
Nice. And then also we have the Syintist.
Wish you all the time.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Syintist. We went through this.
Please.
Sorry. Yes, of course. So, well, we'll start with you, Syintist. What have you been up to this week?
Well, I played Oxenfree through once.
What the hell's that?
It's just an indie game. It's like a mystery type solve a puzzle thing.
Oh,
It's all right. It was interesting.
Is it a platformer?
Yes, but it's
Of
not
course,
tough.
yeah.
It's basically like
It's a puzzle former.
similar to a
former?
walking simulator, but
Walking simulator.
That sounds riveting.
yeah, it was good. It was like Take Me to the Rapture or whatever one that was, but not. It's like 2D side-scrolling kind of thing. Just a good story. And I started Marvel Spider-Man.
Oh, what do you think?
It's exactly like every other game. It's like
Yeah, but
It's
isn't it
exactly.
it's Spider-Man, so that makes it better. But I mean, I hate getting to the parts where you have to fight like 40 guys at once, and 5 of them have rocket launchers, and 5 of them do area of effect attacks, and you got to try and fight. It's just annoying.
Are you trying it on hard or something?
No, just normal.
There's a power or a power up or skill tree or whatever where you can, you grab stuff and you swing it around.
Yeah.
Well, when you do that, it takes out everybody it touches, and that makes the fights way easier.
I followed your advice and got the double finisher thing, and that makes it so much easier too.
Yeah, it does. And then when you combo that with the one that you get more focus for using your spider webs.
Oh, I combo that one with the one that when you use a finisher, you get gadget back.
Oh
refill.
yeah, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
yeah, that's the best.
But it's a fun game. I just finished Act 1 today.
Oh, nice. You're moving along then, huh?
Yeah.
Scientists don't fuck around.
No,
Not when it comes
absolutely
to
not.
games.
And of course, the highlight of the week was watching Jesus and Marrow on Friday.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty good.
It was good. It's weird seeing like the new format, but
It's weird having the crowd laughter instead
Yeah.
of just like the working laughter that they had last time.
the
But-
crew laughter they always left in. Yeah,
Yeah. But it was all right. It was pretty good.
I enjoyed the opening scene where the kids were asking them all kinds of questions.
So
that
did
was
I.
great. That was a great way to start.
If you're famous, how come I don't know who you are?
Doesn't one of the kids say something like, "My dad says you're too black" or something like crazy like
Ghetto
that?
or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right, well, what have you been doing there, Chump Slap? What have you been up to this week?
Not much. Just watching shitty horror movies on Netflix.
Ooh, like what?
Huge.
Yeah, the usual.
Okay.
I really couldn't tell you a single name of any, but they all just blend together as one. Like
One terrible week.
Netflix horror. That's all it is.
Did you watch Velvet Buzzsaw yet?
Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was It was all right.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but it feels like it was almost there. Like it was maybe a scene or two away from being really good.
Yeah, there was just something, I don't know, it just didn't click right. There's just something missing.
Yeah,
But I couldn't tell you what it was.
yeah, word. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody and feel the exact same way.
Really?
Like they did like a great job of capturing like what you imagined it was like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But then I read that pretty much every scene was made up, or not made up, but like a version of the truth.
It's funny you bring that up because Waller watched that on your Plex server, and it ended just ended. He didn't get to see like the last 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure you know how the story ends,
Yeah, I'll
but
never know that.
To be fair, I still have like 20 minutes left.
What? Well, he had a great quote too. Let me think of how he put it. He said, "I'm beginning to think Christian Slater isn't real." As when he started the movie, and then like at the end, he's like, "This might be about Queen because there's a lot of Queen music."
Okay.
Awesome.
Made me laugh.
I'm pretty sure. What have I been doing? I saw Bohemian Rhapsody. I also started getting into. I haven't played it very much yet, so I don't have a huge opinion about it. But I started playing Anthem.
Oh, damn. I was going to ask you what you thought about that.
It like the shooting and the like feels a lot like Mass Effect 2 or 3. Like it feels good. But I don't know. I haven't really, like I said, I only got like an hour or two into it, but it feels like another Destiny type game.
Is it multiplayer online crap?
Yeah.
Yeah, like exactly like Destiny or The Division is. Same concept. Like you roll through missions with a squad, and you I think it's up to 4, and the more people you have, the more enemies you fight, and that whole kind of thing, and you get loot. It's exactly the same model.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, but I'm afraid there's not enough content for it.
Yeah.
Well, you're not playing anything anyway. So.
I know, but I don't like. Yeah, I played the shit out of Destiny for 2 months, 3 months, and then killed it.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you got to come back for the Taken King. It got so good." I'm like, "Well, where the hell was that a year ago when I stopped playing?"
Yeah, exactly. Why do you have to make it fucking DLC?
Yeah.
Why do games have to cost me $120 instead of the normal fucking $60?
Corporate America, man.
I wish that more games would just do the like World of Warcraft model and just go subscription if they're going to pull this shit. Like release one game every 5 years and expect you to be playing it the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Or just go like God of War, where it's like, here's the whole fucking game. Play it.
Yeah. And that was great.
Yeah, it was a great game.
They didn't try to jam any multiplayer in that game at all. It was awesome.
Yeah, there's no DLC.
Any news? Oh, yeah, news I wanted to ask you about, Mr. Chump Slap.
Oh, shit.
Your favorite game, Fallout 76.
Yeah, of
They
course.
just released the roadmap for 2019. Some of these updates include
It's
welcome
March.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It starts March 12th, and then it's every couple of weeks. It looks like they're releasing stuff. But the one thing that was interesting I saw, and maybe you could add some context to this, Chump Slap, because you actually played the fucking game. But there's supposedly an update where you can distill and make your own booze. And I guess that comes with like a vending machine. So you can like sell it from your own establishment.
I have no fucking idea. They don't have any type of vending machines in the game so far.
But how would you feel if they added that? Would it be enough to make you want to come back?
I mean, it might, but what am I going to make? Chump booze?
Chump Brew.
Chump brew, yeah.
But, is it going to do like what alcohol did to you in the other or
Yeah,
Fallouts?
it's going to give you like plus charisma, minus intelligence. Like,
yeah, then you're dizzy for a while.
I didn't even think that. I just assumed it would be part of like crafting, like making explosions or Molotov.
But why would you buy it from
somebody?
somebody else then?
yeah, unless everyone can just make their own specific one.
That's a good question.
Well, we'll figure it out when it happens.
Yeah, well, let's see them open the fucking vaults first.
Why are there vaults in West Virginia anyway?
So Vault-Tec can do their sick experiment.
Yeah, but it made sense if it was in Boston and D.C. and even Vegas a little
There's
bit.
still people in West Virginia.
I doubt they're people.
Oh.
This is an alternate reality. I mean,
Yeah, in that reality, Wheeling, West Virginia is bumping. It's like the new Atlanta.
There's only like 100 and some vaults, and there's some in West Virginia.
no, you don't know how many vaults there are.
Well, has there been any numbered higher than like 120?
Not that we've seen. But how do we know they don't repeat?
How do we know it's 1 to 120? How do we not know like the 1 is a code and site or region 1, then 0 through 99 or whatever?
Yeah, there's different area codes that we haven't even gotten into yet.
It's whatever.
Ah,
It doesn't make science sense, is what I'm saying.
it makes total science sense.
Scientist, that sounded like you were just like, you know what? This isn't worth the argument at all.
That's exactly what
Just
that was.
That's a classic Syintist bailout.
Yeah. I've heard it once or twice, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only real big video game news I saw. I also saw an announcement that Sony or one of the developers, I don't think it was official, but someone prominent came out and said that PS5 is definitely going to be committed to AR and VR.
Ugh.
Not like
Of course
I didn't
it is.
get I didn't get the feeling it would be entirely based on those, but that they would definitely play a part.
Well, I don't want to do either of those things.
Well, yeah. What else is it going to do? I mean, well, you could play whatever you want on PS4. If they make a new one, they got to innovate somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I read it more like they believe that these two are the future and are going to invest in them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm misinterpreting.
Yeah, we can play that great Rick and Morty game and eat some shit.
And get a trophy. Don't forget about that. It's not for nothing, guys. Come on.
I'm not just eating shit.
It's so funny too because like all VR games, it's you see your model reflected back as like the head and the hands. You know, that's all you see.
Yeah.
And it's really funny when you
got
do
dick
take
in
a
this
shit. Well, you eat the laxatives and you shove them in your mouth, and then you look down and you just see like a little perfectly shaped frozen yogurt looking turd fall out. Like it just materializes at your waist and then hits the ground. You're like, oh, cool.
How do you wipe?
Oh, there's no wiping. Come on.
What
You
kind of
don't have a
VR
butt?
is this?
Who wants to wipe in VR?
Who wants to eat shit in VR?
I do. I clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn your lesson. It's not like you take a drug and you're like through this awesome VR experience all of a sudden getting the image that, oh man, drugs are awesome. Look at this great time I'm going to have. It's you eat the poop and vomit immediately, everywhere, profusely. It's about teaching kids. That's what it's all about,
Yeah.
really.
It's about learning.
It is about learning. Speaking of learning, sometimes the most important lesson you learn from a video game is you should never, ever play it again. And that leads us to this week's game we're going to discuss, which is the, 2009 PlayStation 3 bona fide classic.
Yes. Yeah, I'll give it that. Definitely a bona fide class.
It does hold the Guinness Book of World Records for the least amount of time spent in my PlayStation.
Oh, that was okay. It was released. Some quick highlights of the game. Well, if there are any, it was released September 15th, 2009. Written by, and I have no idea if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but I'm going to give it a try. Duppy Demetrius?
I think it's Doopy.
Doopy?
Sure.
Duppy. It's puppy, but with a D at the beginning.
Duppy. Yeah. Like Guppy.
That's good for him, her, or however they self-identify. Good for them.
Yeah, let's not be binary.
Exactly. We're way more progressive than that.
We're so woke.
We are, indeed. And we're so woke, in fact, that we played a game which basic logline is pretty much every karate movie you've ever seen with some guns.
There's some Prince of Persia platforming in it too, but
Yeah, there's time stopping and shit, right?
it slows down. Whatever it is, it was terrible.
Well, since you were the person that picked this scientist, I'm just going to say person,
Since you forced this on us.
give us a quick rundown of the story here.
You're like a samurai for hire. I don't even know how to say it. Voiced by Eliza Dushku.
Douche.
And you just run around shooting and chopping people. And there's a basic story to it that you're just
There
hired
is.
to do stuff.
Oh, there's definitely a plot.
But the gameplay's pretty bad. I got it from what was that called? Gamefly? I put it in my PlayStation, played it for a little bit, and sent it back. I know you platinumed it, so.
I'm surprised it took you this long to bring that up.
That's the only
You
reason
did
you
numb
chose
it.
this.
Yeah, I did.
I don't even remember why I platinumed it because at that point I was platinuming any game I played. Like I wouldn't play it unless it was platinumable because I had a problem.
Sure did.
I remember it came out like pretty soon after Grindhouse and that whole like Grindhouse
movie.
movie resurgence thing.
Oh yeah. So what? It just made you like nostalgic for
Bad games.
shit.
Yeah. For certified bona fide shit. Yeah. I just like the whole aesthetic. And so I was like, oh, this game's right up my alley. Because on paper, you're a mercenary, assassin, samurai.
Similar to Kill Bill.
Very similar to Kill Bill, indeed, who can use bullet time to kill enemies. And there's a whole thing with the Yakuza and another game. It sounds awesome on paper.
Is bullet time like in Webster's dictionary now? Is that a thing we're supposed to know? Is that like?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that from Max Payne?
Yeah.
Max Payne was the first game to do it.
Is
But
that what
it
it's from?
really, I'll have to look it up in a sec. But I was just gonna say what really made it prominent was the Matrix. That
yeah,
camera
yeah,
move
true.
where you like spin around them and see the
Oh,
bullets is
yeah,
called
yeah.
bullet time. That's why everyone calls it now.
You did plat it, so
That's true. I did, and I don't remember why it was so annoying. I remember
Well-
having to play it like 7 or 8 times.
Did you have to like play through and not get hit at certain points? Because that seemed like it would be annoying.
No, I don't think it was anything like that. I think it was maybe the difficulty trophies didn't stack. Or no, okay. I think I remember. There was like 5 difficulties. They all had a trophy associated with them, but only like the first 3 were unlocked. So they stacked, but you had to play like normal and then beat that so you can get hard, and then beat that so you can get like ultra hard, and then beat that in like a
that's
certain
so
amount of time.
annoying.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point if your trophies stack at that point?
That's awesome though.
yeah.
And yeah, I played it. I remember being so fucking bored by the end. I like
I watched the speed run of it, and it wasn't a bad speed run to watch, but I wouldn't want to play it.
How long was the speed run?
Like an hour and 45.
Really? Yeah. There's like a fucking hour worth of cutscenes.
I know. He skipped most of the cutscenes.
Okay.
It is a speed run. You got to go quick.
Yeah, but still.
well, I guess let's just get into it because I figured the quicker we get into it,
The quicker we can forget about this game for the rest of our lives.
Hopefully. Where does it start, Syintist?
Well, starts with some guy named Simmons doing a business deal with some guy named Ackers, and he hands him like a
No, that's not Ackers. That's some guy who has.
Trevor Ackers, and then Simmons is the other guy that steals it. I thought.
Yeah. So Simmons wasn't doing.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, it's Simmons anyway. He gets like a case that Ruby wants or something, and he goes running away.
All right, yeah. First question already. In this first scene, they hire Ruby to steal the case because they know that there's a fake Ackers that wants to pick it up because he's an enemy of Ackers.
I don't even know exactly. I think
I hadn't even thought about that until you just mentioned it now. Because why the hell was she there?
Yeah, because, I mean...
I thought she was just to steal that thing from Simmons.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, exactly. Because Simmons is like the fake... He's pretending to be the guy who's buying it for Ackers.
Yeah, he's pretending to be like Ruby, but I guess I don't know. Maybe he's just picking up. Maybe
Yeah, but they didn't give her money. Or did she just keep that?
Well-
She pocketed that money and just stole it because she killed everybody.
Well, she got money from Trevor Ackers later.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, we're already this confused. The game
anyway.
has not even started.
Yeah.
Simmons runs away with the thing, and then Ruby jumps through a roof, and a bloodbath ensues.
Yeah, is there gameplay there where you're just following Simmons through like the streets
Yeah,
and
you're
shit?
like killing people and fighting guys with
Okay.
swords.
Yeah, and we should also say that it's like, what do you call this, Syintist? Is this arena-based combat or something like that?
Yeah, there's some of that, but there's also like platforming parts where you're fighting like single guys along the way. But it's mostly arena based.
So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Streets of Rage or something. Like you platform a little bit and then you get to the end and then it's just wave after wave.
Something like that.
I'd say it was more like Double Dragon, but
Yeah,
I see
that's
your
the
point.
one. I couldn't think of it. So I said Streets of Rage like an idiot.
But I know Simmons runs away and he goes to the first arena. And
Right.
after he goes through the doors, and you have to fight a bunch of people and cut things. And that's when I stopped playing the game.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now I will, to give it like one net positive, when you go to one of those glowing, or well, I don't even know what they are, devil symbols on the ground, to save your game, the animation is her tossing the whiskey bottle and shooting it while slamming it, then tossing it and shooting it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat. So she's like, yeah, I'm just going to chug this whiskey, pass out here. That's my save spot.
Yeah, you can come back to it later, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, she does kill a lot of people. And then the whole thing's set up to be a Grindhouse movie, and that's how it's presented. So there are cutaways when they change scenes to like drive-in movie theater ads and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask about this. I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
Yeah, they have nothing to do with the game.
Because I only saw it on the one. Like, one of them, I watched two, okay? One had, like, just the cutscenes where it was just, like, the movie style. And then the other had this shit in it. And I was like, is that just the person putting it on YouTube?
That's a fair question. But
it doesn't make any sense.
No, because it's not like there are refreshment ads in the middle of the fucking movie at the drive-in.
No, exactly.
But I think it was supposed to be like a time, because they always did that in Grindhouse, or that was the comic convention where they just like play the wrong reel or like be losing a reel,
Yeah.
and it just jumps scenes dramatically later in the movie, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And that's, I think, what they were trying to do is create that point where you could jump ahead, and now she's chasing him in a different area.
Yeah, but that was a horrible use of that.
I get it, but it's like, if that's your gimmick, use it once. They used it 12 to 15 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I mean, how much of an imbecile is the guy who's showing this movie? You fucked up once. Okay, I get it. You fucked up again 10 minutes later.
yeah. And they never say it, but you did notice in this original scene, she's in San Francisco.
Oh, is that?
If you had any doubt, they did have a fight in Chinatown over the Golden Gate Bridge. And she was, I believe, she jumped around a cable car.
Oh, yeah, she starts the big fucking chase.
On the highway,
scene.
jumping from car to car.
Yeah, that looked annoying as fuck.
I liked it, mostly. You see, it's hard for me to say. Because
looking back,
I think it's, at one point, I must have enjoyed doing it. Right?
Yeah, or else you wouldn't have signed on to do it at least 2 more times.
I wouldn't.
Or I would have Syintist it and just dropped out 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, exactly.
But the point I'm getting at is, it's just like, can you have a more stereotypical destination thing for a movie or video game to do in that city?
No.
It's like they go to Chicago and they ate a deep dish pizza. Jumped up the Sears Tower. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
So all of Act 1 is just chasing Simmons around until
That's not even Act 1.
you crash his car. Oh, it's the pre-act, the preamble to the story.
Right. And
Then you.
I've done that drive. I've driven across south to north on the Golden Gate Bridge, and the Golden Gate Bridge is
car
not
to car and shot people in the face.
No, I didn't jump any cars or shoot anyone in the face. I think I did blow through a toll booth.
Nice.
That probably happened. It was very confusing. There was a lot of blinking lights. It was dark. But,
I was sucking off the driver.
that they make the Golden Gate Bridge look like it's 7 to 8 miles long. Like, it's not that long. I mean, if you remember the seminal classic film Planet of the Apes, they ran across it at the end.
Yeah.
Or was it Rise of the Planet of the Apes? Whichever one. The first one.
Yeah,
with
but
Franco.
they weren't stopping time every couple seconds to jump from car to car and shit.
And stick swords through people's faces.
Well, thank God that the apes did not have that technology at the time, because that would have been it for us.
At the time.
And it's like, what else are they gonna do? Drop them off at like Alcatraz and
They should have.
AT&T Park for a Giants game? Like, whatever. Okay, I'll let it go.
Go up Lombard Street.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Where was that, huh?
But anyway, yeah. Then you get the heart from him after you crash him and bring it to Trevor Ackers, who you find out is the one that paid you to get the heart for his dying dad.
Yeah, exactly. Trevor pays you to pick up this heart that was supposed to be coming to you anyway.
Okay. I interpreted this, and by the way, I'm filling in a lot of blanks. I think that's what that's like what my brain did to make this make sense, you know?
Yeah, okay.
She was supposed to go and get the heart from Simmons, I believe. Yes. I think Simmons was the guy with the heart selling it.
He was the one that got it.
Simmons the ones who stole the heart from the guy who was selling you the heart.
Yeah, and then shot him in the head.
Okay. So I guess she was there to buy or possibly steal the heart from the other side that got shot in the head.
That's what I was assuming.
And then Simmons got to her first. And she's like, well, guess I got to kill everybody.
Oh, you think she was just perched up watching the whole thing, just waiting until, I don't know, maybe somebody will show up and fucking try to spy it instead?
That's a good point. And by the way, there's like a donor list for this. Like, why are they?
Well, it's a black market heart.
It's a black market heart, obviously.
A black market heart.
A
black market heart.
A Mararamov.
Yeah. You think that heart was purchased legally? Is that what you're saying?
They're acting like it's the only one in the city.
Well, how fucking easy do you think it is to get a heart
transplant?
Yeah, I mean,
you can't just go get a heart. It's not like he went to the hospital. Was like, I need a heart today.
Oh yeah, you're right. They're in San Francisco. There's plenty of.
All right, take a seat. We'll wait.
Go to the vending machine in the hall. There's like 6 of them in there left, and the guy comes tomorrow. Take your pick. No, I'm just fine.
They killed somebody for that heart. I'm sorry to break it to you, Poppascotch. Obtained illegally.
I was just going to compare it to a ridiculous example in real life, but this is a video game, and it's not going to make sense. So why bother? But I did in this scene where she... Wait, Trevor's the kid. All right, where she delivers the heart to Trevor, she walks in and just starts fighting those 2 dudes.
Yeah.
Well, they like jump, right? They're like, oh, God.
If they made a move at her, they stood up, and then she punched them. So they were just doing their job. Yeah. When Trevor right there is like, oh, hey, what's up, Ruby? Like, he could have stopped it immediately. He
did stop it pretty quickly.
He stopped it pretty quickly. I mean, he was just like...
Maybe he just wanted to see those dudes get punched in the face.
Yeah, he's like, this guy's pissing me off all day. Just wait till she shows up. She's a firecracker.
Don't let anybody in here. Okay, boss. Whatever you say, boss.
Yeah.
But don't stand actually outside the door.
Yeah.
Just be right inside.
When someone breaks through the door, do something.
Yeah.
He's not very bright.
No. But we also ran into a character right here who we see, Dr. Morris, the guy who's going to... What is his story? I want to see that movie.
I know, so do I. They should have made a sequel with just him.
Who the fuck's Dr. Morris?
The doctor that gave the heart to.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was... I would watch that movie in a second.
So would I, because I was intrigued too when I saw it. I was like, wow. A doctor with an afro. I got to know his story. He didn't even look like he scrubbed up.
No.
He did. And he must be a black market doctor, right?
Yeah,
like you can't just show up at the hospital.
Like I got this heart in this dude.
No, yeah, he's like the best. I mean, you know how hard it is to find a heart transplant doctor that's legit, let alone.
That's true. Usually the guys that are, or ladies who are smart enough to get to that position don't really throw it away.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably a lot more money in it.
I would imagine black market stuff, but a lot more danger.
Is that what they mean when they say doctors are moonlighting?
Possibly.
Does that mean working on the black market?
No, I think it means they're fucking driving for Lyft and Uber.
Oh, okay.
Just to make ends meet.
It's tough times out there.
Because doctors have a hard time making ends meet.
Well, I imagine
in San Francisco, maybe.
I imagine their student loans are a lot more than mine were.
That's a good.
Were?
That's a good point.
Well, yeah. Well, mine are still there. They're not. They're mostly gone.
They're just not getting paid.
They're getting paid $100 a month.
They'll get their money back eventually.
Yeah. Hold your pants on.
You already made enough in interest. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. It's a race to the grave now. Fuck yourself.
And then, okay. So what happens after the heart's delivered?
1 year later.
Boom, boom, boom.
And it goes to, I guess, Ruby lives in a graveyard. Or like a junkyard, I mean. Ruby's the main character, by the way. I don't know if we ever said that. But that's her name
Ruby.
with an I.
Yeah, that it irritates me. It's an I.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't have a good reason for that. It just does.
It's
Surprised
irritating.
Surprised there isn't a little heart where the dot should be.
Yeah. Well, weird you said that because when it zooms in, like it shows where she's living, I was like, this looks like a Borderlands area,
Yeah, it kind of did.
you know? Like a junkyard turned into a post-apocalyptic housing.
But not as good.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and the game definitely has. I could have sworn maybe it was just bad graphics, but I thought parts were cell shaded at least a little bit.
It did look like it.
It looked like that. It looked. Yeah.
But it wasn't like consistent. Like Borderlands is all cell shaded and it gives it that very neat, unique look. And I felt like it came in and out. And I don't even mean just those parts where she like sees red and all that. But
Yeah, I think it was just Bethesda. Like they just. It
Yeah.
was a Bethesda game, right?
Yeah. Sure. I think so.
I think so. It was just probably fucked up.
Insomniac?
no, it was Bethesda. Bethesda published it. I guess there was a whole thing where they bought it from another company when it was like 3/4 of the way done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they just figure it's cheaper to finish this game and try to sell it than just abandon it. So they just went with it. So,
Instead of not buying it.
like, who knows? Maybe it'll be a hit.
But anyway, she's in her junkyard, swigging whiskey and stuff. And a car pulls up, and some weird German guy gets out. I can't remember his name, Z something. We'll call him Das Boot. And then I assume she's blind, but a assassin type woman named Tarantula gets out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, is she blind?
I kind of assumed she was. I don't know.
I
if
thought
she
she
is.
was just weird.
Well, I think she's both.
Okay.
She does seem to do like a combination of walking / writhing like around. It's very,
Yeah,
it's just weird.
it's like sidling.
Yeah, it's
Is it supposed to be sexy? Because
I think
It
it's
was very
supposed to
confusing.
be tarantula-like.
Tarantulas don't do that.
Like sidle.
It's more crab-like.
Yeah.
But I guess
Yeah,
it's not.
she's supposed to be like Zoidberg.
It's not as a cool name as Horseshoe, so they picked Tarantula instead.
Well, she's deadly.
that guy is supposed to be. He says he's Mr. William Ackers, the guy
Yeah.
who got his heart replaced.
Yeah, and he needs
So
you to
he
find
says.
his son.
Yeah,
'Cause
just
he's-
like a year later
Yeah,
to the day.
I don't know. It just says a year later.
And Ruby seems to, like you said, sustain herself every day by doing acrobatic gunfighting at her junkyard and slamming whiskey.
Yeah, I imagine that's how people do it now. I mean, I could do that, I guess.
Yeah, was this? Oh, yeah. This game was taking place in present day, as
Somewhere
we're
around
told
present
later.
day.
Yeah.
Present day when it was convenient.
But anyway, find my son. He's in the wrong crowd. You know, a black market dealer, but he's falling in with even worse crowds. So
Yeah.
find him for me, please.
Yeah, I'm a drug dealer who imports illegal goods, but my son's falling in with a bad crowd.
Fell in with a violence gang.
I'm okay with drugs and stuff, but they were stabbing and shooting.
So they pay Ruby to go find him in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong,
Yes.
correct.
So just for the record, because this is going to get ridiculous, we went from San Francisco to her house in Texas to now we're going to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Make a note. That's going to come up later.
It sure is.
And you get to Hong Kong and you end up at some guy Ming's house with his weird
G.
slave boy G. I don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
know if they're gay, and it's like his.
Or his brother, or like his this is my full
friend?
brother G.
I think it's just his friend, because I assume Ruby knows Ming. Like this is an old contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Hong
Yeah,
Kong.
that's what I got from it.
And then
But she knows G when she walks in. Because he says, "Hi, Ruby."
yeah, you're right. But I think like his little brother or something.
Yeah, I
Just
think he's like his mentally challenged little brother.
yeah, something.
Or
He's a little
nephew or
slow.
something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
I think nephew would be closer in age. But
Yeah.
who knows? They seem to have some kind of familial link.
Yeah. But anyway, then,
Well, you're just saying that because they're both Asian.
Hey, whoa.
yeah, they're not all related.
Yeah. Jesus, racist.
I guess they should be running a Chinese food place too in your book.
Well, they are highly advanced hacker-like people. So,
Well, it is Hong Kong.
yeah.
But anyway, his info that he finds to help you find Axers is go talk to Rat Boy.
Yeah, he's like, I know this guy.
Which I just personally, I completely forgot about Rat Boy, entirely. When I was watching the speedrun, I was like, "You got to go find Rat Boy." I'm like, "Wait, what? Did he say Rat Boy?"
Wasn't he in Portal?
So,
Or I think of when Bart morphed into Rat Boy and he was eating the drywall. That one.
nice. That's great because these notes I have where I just write everybody and I write something about them. I have Rat Boy, nothing next to him.
Yeah, he had some kind of I don't know what kind of situation that was, but like the one from Mad Max 2.
Yeah, it's
Where
like a gladiator thing, right?
Yeah, because, I mean, after that, it's just a bloodbath, and you go to Rat Boy's place, and it's more bloodbath. It seems more of like another Borderlands thing, like a battle arena Borderlands. Like,
Yeah.
here, fight all these guys. Ah.
Which, why? And why are he has so many men on his side, Rat Boy, that he can throw them at you? Like, why are they all hanging out in the same place? Shouldn't they be out doing crimes or something?
They should be doing something to get out of this gutter that they live in.
Yeah.
But from what we learned, that's the way Rat Boy likes it.
And apparently, he knows where Acker's son is, somehow.
Yeah, what's that relationship like?
Well, that's the bad crowd that he's fallen in with.
Well, no, if he was falling in with Rat Boy, he'd be at Rat Boy's place.
He's had to have been there.
Well, maybe that's his old crowd, and his dad wants him to hang out with Rat Boy again.
Oh, yeah. could
Either
be.
way, Trevor has some kind of apparent business deal with Rat Boy.
Yeah, I want my kid to be in business deals with Rat Boy again.
It's like, what do we got? Okay, we got to pay the bank, and then we got the money that goes to Rat Boy, and then we got like,
Well, we got to keep those bum fights going.
yeah, the bum fight arena.
Yeah, that's what he is. Oh, that's the best part when Rat Boy like whips out his fucking big ass 50 cal machine gun, which apparently is the only thing that any enemy has against you in this game.
Yeah, no rocket launchers, just wheeling Gatling guns, I guess you call
Yeah.
them.
And then he whips his Gatling gun out, and you duck behind fucking bars of a prison cell.
Hey, there's like some corrugated sheeting on there.
No, there's still open spots. You can see it. They could have done their best to at least cover that.
Rat
up.
Boy doesn't buy good bullets.
Oh, come on.
But they're good enough.
That's where he skimps. He's running some kind of empire. You'd think bullets would be the thing they invest in, right?
That's why he uses Gatling gun. He's got so many bullets, man.
How many people do you think he has to fight off in a week? I'm guessing nobody goes there to try and kill him and shoot him.
No, because nobody will be there unless they're supposed to be there.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. He
That's the
doesn't-
way
he doesn't
Rat
need good
Boy
bullets.
likes it.
Everyone knows not to fuck with Rat Boy. Which, by the
Doesn't he
way,
say that?
does say, yes, he says, and I have that quote written down, nobody fucks with the rat. That's how he refers to himself, the rat.
Yeah. And the thing is, he's not even the one who looks like the rat. He's got like a
I know, right?
sidekick who looks like a rat.
I think sidekick is a generous term.
Gimp is what came to my mind.
Gimp
Okay.
looking, yeah. Some kind of situational slave, we'll call it.
Situational slave.
Hashtag situational slave.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's going to blow up.
You go to post that on Instagram, and then you know how it autofills the hashtag, and it's like, wait, 9 million public posts already? What?
Well, anyway, after you blow off his hand, he tells you where Ackers is. That's that whole part.
Yeah, that's all you do. You blow off his hand and then...
Another easy interrogation, like
Yeah.
Splinter Cell or whatever, siphon filter.
Yeah, and then he just bleeds out anyway, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're left to believe he just bled out.
Yeah, he might make a return in Wet too. We don't know.
Oh, we do know.
Or would it just be called wetter? More wet?
What?
What's the
Wets.
abundance of wets?
Wets. I like wets. Like Alien and Aliens.
Wets.
Wets.
We go back to Ming, right? There's a thing with Ming.
Yeah.
Or no,
After
he tells.
Rat Boy, what happens?
Rat Boy tells him where to go to find Ackers.
Yeah.
And if I remember this correctly, and this must be wrong because it looks stupid, but he said he's at the parade routes.
Yeah, it's something like that. He's like, and then, because he's doing some illegal dealing, and then the guys look up and is like, we have company. And she's like miles away on top of a roof. And he tries to run away.
So my question is, they refer to it as the parade route as if this is a very common route for all the parades.
You don't have a parade route in DC?
I'm
There
sure you do.
Probably is, but what I'm saying is this area is the parade area. Like, are there daily parades? Are there weekly parades?
I would hope so.
At least
Hourly
monthly.
parades? Is it in the parade district?
It's the
Like,
Baimon Sci-Fi Con.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess I don't know. That was my hang up. That was my
Well, I'm
jacket
sure if
that
you
came
go-
apart.
If you go to like Louisiana, down Mardi Gras way, I'm sure there's like parade routes and shit. You know,
But no one calls it the parade district.
I'm sure somebody does.
Oh, maybe they do. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Chump Slap got the perfect example with this one. No other town would have fit in there. Well, you know how Orlando has the parade.
Well, yeah. And then you knock Ackers out, and then Ming comes by with a car that you stuff Ackers in the trunk, and then you put him on a plane. That's kind of the end of Hong Kong in general.
Oh, you're skipping over this is our first Mad Dog sequence? I don't know
Oh.
what they call it.
Is that when she gets blood on her face?
Yeah,
turns
she gets
red.
blood in her face, and then it turns into like a silhouetted.
Yeah,
Comic
what,
style.
What was that?
Yeah.
It just happens every once in a while in the game.
Oh, I thought it was like the drug. I thought it was dragon breath that got on her face or something.
No, it's whenever she gets blood on her face, it happens to her. Happens a couple of times in the game.
I only saw it the one time.
Yeah, they only showed it the one time in the one thing.
Yeah, she gets like blood rage, and then
Oh
flips out.
god,
and-
that would annoy the shit out of me.
But it was in the speedrun. She did I think it's 3 or 4 times that happens.
She throws Ackers in the trunk. They leave, and they go. Where do they go?
They take him to an airport and
Back to San Fran.
back to somewhere to give to who they think is Acker's dad.
Yes, who is in London is their next location.
Okay.
So again, San Francisco, Texas, Hong Kong, London.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So then
Yeah, of course.
so you take Ackers to who you believe is Ackers' father, and you get the money from him that you got for hunting down his son, quote unquote, and then Tarantula cuts his head off.
Yeah, well then they're like, here's your money. And then you're like, okay, thanks. You start walking away.
Yeah, and they cut his head off, and it rolls in front of you.
Yeah, why
they-
wouldn't they just have waited? Like,
I don't think they
Because they
wanted
take
you
the
to
money
leave.
back.
Yeah,
And then they stab you.
That's
you fight
true.
German guy.
yeah. I don't remember. Zay something. Das Boot. You fight Das Boot.
I just have German guy.
yeah, I don't know if they ever named him because I got everybody else's name.
It came up when they first showed
When
him.
you first show him, yeah. But I didn't
Yeah.
want
Where you got Tarantula's name first. But anyway, she cuts his head off. It rolls in front of you. And then you fight the German guy. He stabs you. And you apparently, what they
Yeah.
think is die.
He just stabs you in the chest, like in the gut, and then he's like, "Ha ha, seal it, Aus Wiedersehen," and jumps out the window. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, because why didn't he finish the job? You know, he's supposed to be a professional.
Yeah, I mean, they took the money. Why not just kill you there?
Yeah, because what good could possibly come from not making sure she's dead? It's just gonna be revenge. You're like,
yeah, you don't have to look over your shoulder if you cut her fucking head off. Get
That's true.
Tarantula to do it. I mean, Jesus.
And then it cuts to somehow you're alive in Milo's boathouse or whatever.
Yeah,
it
some
is.
guy just fucking finds you.
Yeah, that you know.
yeah.
Like,
And
aren't
he
you?
nurses you back to health.
Doesn't he stab you in the gut and you fall like in a fountain or something?
No, the whole place is on fire, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's gonna burn down.
Okay. That's not the only place that's on fire.
No,
that fire's
there's
happened quite a
another
bit.
wooden hallway on fire later.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait
that's
a
what you're
minute.
thinking of.
Yeah, you just wake up in Milo's houseboat.
Yeah, he's like, we're even now. Because we didn't get the Milo pre-sequel game yet, but
Oh,
It was gonna be a Telltale game.
dude, it's gonna be so good.
it was gonna be dry, is what it was gonna be called.
It's just gonna be him fishing. He seems to love it.
But then you go on some mad quest to try and find out who this guy is that betrayed you.
No, but then Milo gives you info, right?
Well, he tells you to go talk
He's
to
like, go talk to Kafka.
Kafka Dvorak. She can help you.
So it's a fetch quest. We're going on a
because
fetch
you're looking
quest
to find
This part
Papa Ackers now.
Yeah, you want to, because you think he's still Ackers. You don't know he's not Ackers yet.
Yeah, so she's going to try to find the real one now.
Yeah,
she's not trying to find Pelham.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Because she wants to talk to him and straighten this shit out, I guess.
But you got to
Like,
go to
what the
Kafka
fuck?
first and find out what she knows. And for some reason, I wrote this down because it made very little sense. She wants to collect another copy of a 13th century treatise on the geographical architecture of London.
No. It's the third book in a series of 3.
Okay, there's that much information about the geographical architecture of London from the 13th century?
Apparently you didn't do your info. I did some research on this, and this is historically accurate. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, because
Nice.
I actually looked it up and couldn't find. I was trying to find maps of London from the 13th century, and it wasn't very big, so there couldn't have been that much architecture. And what is geographical architecture?
I assume it's like the boundaries of countries and states and cities and shit. Right?
I thought it was like more like topography, but
But
their old-timey way of selling it.
I don't know. It just bothered me.
Topology?
I don't think London was that big in the 13th century to have 3 books written about it.
I don't know, man. They were very wordy about their treatises back in the day.
But I mean, it was just invaded England in the 13th century.
Well,
It did, whatever.
Anyway, either there were 3 copies of the same book, and she wanted all 3, or this is the third of 3.
Yeah, I thought it was more of like a Ninth Gate thing where she tries to find different copies of the book.
Oh, to see which
Yeah, she wants to. Yeah.
3 copies had all the Satan
Yeah,
pages
yeah,
in
yeah.
them.
That's what I took it out as.
That's probably what it was. I didn't see that, but yeah, that makes sense.
That's actually that's what Wet 2 was going to be. That you were going to fight Satan when Kafka brought her back.
But anyway, you go find this book, and then there's an Uncharted scene.
Oh,
And then we
dude,
go back to Kafka.
It's so dumb because she's like, "Oh, it's on a plane." It's like, "Oh, it's like fucking Indiana Jones," where it's like, "Oh, it's not snakes." She's like, "Oh, not planes."
Yeah.
Well, she's flying all over the fucking world all the time.
Yeah, she's like, I don't like planes, and then gets on planes and goes to all over the world. But this is the thing too. Like, if you don't like planes, it's not because you don't say I don't like planes because you're kind of annoyed with how long travel takes. You say that because you're scared of flying,
Yeah,
right?
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
I think that's fair to assume.
Yeah.
But in this scene, she's like, "Oh, it's blowing up. Guess I'll jump." And she seems very calm. That entire fall down, and
thought
when
the
she's
whole
going for
plane
that
blew up.
parachute.
Well, first off, it's pretty irresponsible to have all those guys shooting guns on the inside of a plane, trying to stop someone from stealing a book.
Yeah.
Why couldn't she steal it when they were on the ground?
She walked in, because it was boarded onto the plane, and she followed it onto the plane to grab it. And then she's like, "I'm going to grab it now." Ah, the door just closed.
It seems like bad planning on Ruby's part.
Also, wasn't it just like laying out?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't in a crate or something.
I
No,
think
she
it
opened
was
the
in a
crate.
Yeah.
But I mean, it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
like, it wasn't wrapped in bubble wrap or anything.
You think they'd take a little more care,
Yeah.
or like some kind of climate control box?
Well, it's just a stupid book. There's 3 others, apparently.
I was gonna say I think the scene was pretty neat, but it's nothing we haven't seen before.
But does she blow up does she blow up the plane?
I think someone shoots through the thing and a fire starts and then it blows up.
Oh, because it looks like it was like a fuse, because it follows like this fire that goes around the plane and back to.
They probably had gas lines in it for some reason.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and then you're falling and dodging shit. Is that what this was? Just a dodging scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you have to fall to a parachute and pull the parachute, right?
Yeah, and I remember also this not being too terribly easy. This sequence, like you had to
It didn't look easy.
The guy doing the speed run said it was very tough. Like you had to get the timing right, else you couldn't get through parts.
Yeah. It looked like you had to like go all the way around 360 clockwise and then fly back. It looked so annoying.
I do remember that. Yeah, because if you get hit once in the golden bullet difficulty, you die.
Is that what it was? Golden bullet?
Yeah, that was like the one hit kills or something like
That's
that.
bullshit, because there's no bullets involved in that part.
Well, people are shooting at you. And you shoot at people, I think.
No, not when you're falling. You just grab them and punch them. Pop, pop.
Bop, bop.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, anyway, then you survived that.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Uncharted did that scene better, by the way. But
Yeah. Well, you grab the parachute, and you don't have to worry about any more fucking falling debris, which doesn't make sense.
No, 'cause, yeah.
it would all just come catch up to you.
I want to know how the propellers got lower than you. Like all that debris is farther down than you are.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Did you jump up before it blew up? And
Yeah, might have.
Maybe the blowing up pushed it towards the ground faster.
yeah, that works.
Had to be it.
It's got to be what it is. I'm taking your job over here, scientist.
Oh, and this is the first time it cuts scenes and it says present day Acker's mansion.
Oh, after you get the location. From
Yeah,
the cockpit.
after the whole parachute fall and shit. And then,
So there's more of a bloodbath, and then you see Ackers, and he says, "You killed my kid."
yeah.
He's not thrilled about it, no.
No.
And at that point, you don't realize it's not the same guy, or did she?
Well, I think at this point you do,
Okay. it's
because it's not the same guy.
like, I didn't kill him. You did.
I was duped. That's no excuse.
Yeah, ignorance is not an excuse.
Yeah, well, I remember right after it happened, she was really pissed at herself because she was like, oh, I got played.
Yeah. She's like,
Something
oh,
like
they
that.
marked me right away. I didn't realize
They didn't
it.
expect you to live.
A lot of great lines in this game. Is this when you talk to Milo? You find out the guy's name is Rupert Pelham.
Yeah, right after that, you go talk to Milo again,
Yeah, Milo happens to know that.
and that he sells dragon's breath.
That's the new drug for the Tiger Claw clan.
I got a quick question for you, Poppascotch. Isn't
Oh,
that
boy.
the same name for the drug they gave in Spider-Man? Like, isn't there a dragon's breath?
One of the gangs there's like an energy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't this-
They use tiger's breath.
Pay
Or
one
dragon's
red
breath.
mana +1 +0. Oh, that's
fire breathing.
That's fire breathing.
That's
That's,
fire
not dragon's
breathing.
breath. My bad.
Dragon's breath's the one you can return from your graveyard to your hand.
Okay, my bad.
Fucking nerds. So, but I believe, to answer your question, that yes, they are the same thing.
Okay.
Again, we could go look it up and check for sure.
I mean,
but
I
that's
did
not
just
really-
play the
Oh,
game
you
today.
think they're the same thing?
Yeah, they're exactly the same thing. It's the same universe. This is a Marvel game, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, her bullet time jumping is just Spidey sense,
In a way.
just for
yes.
Texas.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that connection until just now.
She's actually Spider-Woman in the comics, but we'll get back to that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, he tells you that it's Robert Pelham, and you have to go back to Hong Kong to try and find him. Or that, yeah, that's what they tell you.
Yeah. And then you're like, boom, back to Hong Kong, back to talking to Ming. And this time, G's being weird, right?
Oh, because he was weird before, but he's even weirder now. He gets up and leaves.
Is he on drugs?
Yes.
Is G addicted to dragon's breath? Is that what I'm led to believe with this part?
Yes. Later.
I thought it was that maybe the bad guys were talking to G already, because didn't they kidnap?
Well,
Well, you don't know what Ming's death. We'll talk about that in a second, because there's some fishiness going on there.
well, he tells you that Chris Sorrell and June Lee work for Pelham. And then
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and then
Who tells you that? Ming.
Ming, yeah.
This
then-
is when G's gone.
Yes.
He's like when you show up
When he
he's
shits
like,
his pants and walks out of the room.
Yeah.
So you go and hunt down June Lee. Oh yeah, this must be exactly what happened because I wrote in my notes, G's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I actually wrote that exact same line. But that piece of shit betrayed you. Yep,
But
that's
anyway,
what I wrote.
Because you go to Hong Kong and you're like, I don't know, check the ice factory. I thought that's right. Does Ming tell you about the ice factory?
I don't know. You go and hunt June Lee at like the docks next.
Yeah, that's the ice factory, I think.
With a bunch of old timey, like 15th century
I wrote that down
boats?
too. I wrote 17th century caravels. Like, what are they doing? What are they
Yes.
doing there?
But it's not like there were one or two of them. That was the entire
Yeah,
fleet.
that's how they
at
move
the
their
dock.
drugs around the world.
Yeah.
It seems very inefficient, but
I don't know, surprisingly less taxes on those.
that's true. You probably evade like international laws because you're not flying a flag of some sort.
Exactly. They know what they're
Probably.
doing.
Yeah, probably. I'm not a lawyer. Yeah, so in my notes again, it says bloodbath, chase June Lee. Then you fight June.
And then June is
After some more arena fighting and
is this where you're like,
platforming.
ask me questions or else I'm going to cut off your limbs and throw them in the pond. Is this just June?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you
think
got
so.
him like on the ground.
Yeah.
And you're like threatening to kill him. And it's like, tell me this, tell me this.
And then he eventually says where to find Pelham.
Yeah. It's like, that was the thing. It's like, oh, you're going to cut my limbs off and throw them in the fucking water? Or I'm going to throw my sword in the air.
You're not going to stop our caravels.
Yeah. It was pretty silly. Like, oh, or I could kill you quickly.
That was the whole. She was gonna kill him anyway. It's like, oh, is it gonna be quick or slow? Blah, blah, I'm so tough. But then why would you tell her if you're just gonna die anyway?
That's the selling point.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can cut all your limbs off and feed them to the fishes, or
I could kill you now and you tell me.
I could throw this sword in the air and it's gonna land right in your heart, man. Trust me, I've done it before.
But yeah, he rats on Pelham right away, snitches,
Yeah.
tells her where he is.
If there's one thing I've learned in the last couple of weeks of these games,
It's not hard to interrogate people.
no, these
Not
people
at
are
all.
people are bitches.
I'm going to kill you if you don't tell me. All right, here it is. I'm going to kill you anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, here it is anyway.
It's exactly the lesson I've learned.
He says he's at the opera house, right?
So, yeah, something like that. Because there's a rock and roll shootout that comes out.
Yeah, because now it's like present day. It says it again. Like, okay, no shit, it's present day. You're not in the future now. I mean, the game's going to be present day for the rest of the game, I assume.
They could flash back. I think there are flashbacks that happen in between that they don't show in the...
Okay.
Like when she learns how to use new weapons.
Oh, all right. That makes a lot more sense of why
That's
it would say
probably-
present
yeah,
day
yeah.
again.
Because it happens in the speedrun. I don't know if it happened in any of those. Do you remember that, Poppascotch?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about at all.
There's like, you're at her place. It like flashes back when there's a new weapon in the game, like a submachine gun or something. And you like practice shooting with it.
Oh
Like-
yeah, okay.
They did it in the speedrun, but you didn't see it in the cutscene movies.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah, but I didn't see it in my cutscene movie. No.
Yeah.
All right, so you go to the Royal Opera House.
Yeah, with the rock and roll shootout.
Where you
1, 2, 3, fuck you!
With what I just wrote down, Hong Kong Rockabilly Band ?
I just put rock and roll shootout. That's all I mean.
Yeah. You just blow up shit behind her and kill
Yeah.
her.
And then she pulls out a machine gun because that's the weapon of choice.
Of course.
And says, nobody fucks with my band.
Yeah.
And then opens fire.
Oh, that's a flashback to Rat Boy.
Yeah.
Nobody fucks
I didn't
with
even
him.
realize.
Yeah.
I didn't connect those dots.
Dude, this game's deeper than you think.
Yeah, come on.
But that must have been an interesting meeting. You know, you have Acker's Rat Boy and Hong Kong Rockabilly lead singer lady at the same table.
Yeah, it's the people you least expect.
I guess captains of industry they are.
Yeah. And after you kill her, you find Pelham. And G's there because he was kidnapped.
Was he kidnapped?
No, well, you assume he was kidnapped.
Oh, yeah, because he comes up to you like, oh, he saved
Yeah,
me.
Ruby, save me.
That's a little racist. What? Or is that what he sounded like? I don't remember.
There wasn't. I thought I just tried to do it high pitched. I didn't even know it was.
Oh, okay.
But he
Either
says
way,
that,
spot on.
but he's like cowering on the ground, and then he stabs you in the leg.
Yeah, what, he just stabs you with the drug?
I guess something to knock you out.
Or just anything? Okay.
And then boom.
And then that's when Pelham says, never underestimate the power of feeling good or something like that.
yeah, something weird. I don't.
He says a line that
Yeah.
made me feel like G was on drugs, and that's why he did this. Like he was an addict.
Yeah, that's what I assumed was happening.
That did not scan for me. What can I say? But it sounds good.
It was one line that
Yeah.
just made it like
He
click.
did. Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what it was. But then Ruby wakes up and she's hanging from a hook for some reason because they didn't want to. And
Yeah.
in her panties, and she's being electrocuted by
course.
a little person.
Still has a
and
T-shirt on though.
Christopher Sorrell. Yeah, the other.
Yeah, they didn't give the little person a name. It just says torturer when they
Yeah.
show him.
Yeah.
And then he just hooks up a car battery to the pool.
Yeah, it's not a very in-depth torture session either. It's like 3 minutes of electrocution. No, not even that much. Probably 30 seconds spread out among 3 questions. And he's like, I'm done with this.
Yeah. And then the
He's not
main guy, Chris Sorrell, just turns around. He's like, "I'm done. Do whatever you want with her.
He doesn't seem very dedicated.
Rape
to
the
torture.
corpse if you want. You know
That's
what
what
I
he
mean?
insinuated.
That's what he. Yeah.
That's what I got. Yeah.
But then somehow she just frees herself.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, I was waiting for this fat fuck to leave so I could beat this midget up."
Yeah.
I couldn't take both of them at the same time.
Yeah, it was weird. But then what happens after that? Well, after she beats up the midget and throws him in the pool.
I have more of a bloodbath on the road, so it must be the other.
Oh,
scene
this is the scene where it's like the red, black, and white shit.
Yeah.
That's in the movie.
And
Who did she kill when she was just finished the torturing or getting tortured and she slipped it? And who did she fight there?
just a bunch of people. I thought.
Was it just a dude in a minigun that was? Because I thought it was Sorrel, but then you're chasing Sorrel at the car chase scene,
Yeah, it's
right?
not Sorrel. You
Well,
fight
don't
some
you,
other guy.
you just kill the torturer and then don't you just get a minigun yourself?
Yeah,
and
and-
shoot up the place?
Like a bunch of people are
Yeah.
trying to get in. And after this bloodbath, and then on the road destroying some other cars, you go back to Ming's place.
Oh yeah, this scene where Ming comes, you just walk into his place and then Ming he walks from like the balcony or something
Yeah.
into the house and he just like slumps down on the kitchen floor
Yep.
and bleeds to death.
Yeah, he must have just been shot like 3 seconds before. he
Like
walked in.
just shot. Like he doesn't say
Yeah.
go. They're right out there. He just starts bleeding to death
And he tells you they're going to London. That's
because you can look at his footsteps from outside into the kitchen. There's no blood. But then when they pan back,
it's like
he's sitting in a pool of blood.
30 seconds
dying.
later, there's a pool of blood
Yeah.
there.
And this is where she asks him, like, blah, blah, blah. And then
Yeah, they're going back to London.
yeah.
So then you go to Milo again and ask for his help because he seems very useful this entire game.
Yeah, because Milo knows a little too much, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that Milo guy. And this is so you went Texas to Hong Kong to London to Hong Kong to London.
Yeah, you're back at
That's where we
London
are right
now.
Yeah.
Are we back at the Ackers mansion?
No, he tells you Chris Sorrell is in a cannery or whatever. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to go try and find
He's
Sorrell.
like, oh, I've seen him building up a force. There's
Yeah.
a lot of room there, so there's going to be a lot of guys.
So yeah, you go to the cannery and you more bloodbath, and then you set the place on fire, and then you get to Sorrel, and another easy interrogation for the character.
Oh, yeah, you're running like a whole back alley
Yeah,
of
it's-
burning shit, and
it's-
then you get to his room.
Very Prince of Persia style.
Yeah, and then the room doesn't burn. Everything else is burnt and fall down behind you. But that
That's a
room
good point.
stays burning for a while.
Yeah, and he immediately cracks and tells you where Pelham is.
Yeah.
and then gets burned alive.
Yeah, you just cut off his legs, right?
Yeah, he doesn't even say anything. He doesn't even scream. I don't know if you kill him or something because I thought you cut off his legs, but he just lays on the ground not doing anything.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too, because he doesn't say or do anything, but she only does one sword swipe, and it looks like she cut off his
Yeah,
leg.
I don't know. Whatever. He's burning. So
I thought it was weird, but yeah.
so now she knows where Pelham's located.
So now you go to Pelham. Where's Pelham?
I think he's in London.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't have another note that you went somewhere else again.
Is that German guy alive, or do you fight him somewhere in the game?
I think he's the guy you kill.
Okay. Because I know after you go through another bloodbath at Pelham's new residence, once you get there,
You kill him right before you fight Tarantula.
all right,
don't you?
then you kill him, and then I guess you fight Tarantula, which is a weird fight.
Yeah, that's very strange. And it looks really super boring.
It does, unless there's a big I don't remember the scene from the speedrun too much because I kind of blacked out near the end.
Yeah.
Oh, it looked like a bunch of dodging and shit.
Yeah. And quick time events.
Yeah, so dumb.
That's off the topic here. One good thing I like about Spider-Man is turning off quick time events.
Oh, you can turn them off?
Yeah.
It automatically does them for you then.
Oh, good.
Don't have to mash square to lift cars off of people.
That's annoying.
But anyway, back to the shitty game. So then you fight Tarantula and you break her neck.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just snap her neck.
snap her neck.
After the boring boss fight, yeah.
And then you go to Pelham. I'll give you everything, blah, 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 I'll do whatever.
It's like, here, take this money.
No, I'll just take your life.
Cut his head off.
And how was she all of a sudden able to dodge bullets and hit him with her sword? Like, where was that superpower the whole game?
She didn't use it the whole game. Oh, this is actually in Acker's residence. Forgot that.
Yeah.
Because that's where they're going to kill Ackers, so he can take over all of the illegal drug caravel
Yeah,
distributors.
because he already killed Trevor.
Yeah.
So now he has to just kill the old man.
And then after you kill Pelham, Ackers is there. We are not enemies, but we are not friends. And boom. Cutscene of tarantula twitching, and then it's over.
And that's it, right?
That was it. Big letdown for a big letdown of a game.
I'll tell you, I mean, I still think the presentation gets an A+ from me. Absolutely.
Oh, shit. Those fucking cutscenes of 50s drive-in commercials.
I think he meant the game world.
Well, I'm just saying that's part of the presentation.
That's true, but so were like the little moments like the elevator loading scenes. Those were pretty cool. The red and white aesthetic was pretty cool. I think...
Yeah, presentation wasn't bad.
And I'm just saying, I'm not even getting the gameplay yet, but the presentation was very good.
Okay.
Like, it was different.
I'll give it a B-.
I'll give it
It's
a C.
better than average.
I'll give it a C.
C, fuck you. C.
Yeah,
What
C,
year
C's
was
a little
this?
ridiculous. I might give it a B.
What was this? 8 years?
2009?
Yeah, 8 years after 9/11?
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude. This is a C.
You're right. Because this game, as we all know, is after 9/11.
8 years.
Yeah, it's a long time after that.
I mean, 8 years. They could have had better dialogue.
It was exactly 10 years after Siphon Filter, so.
Well, they leaps and bounds dialogue-wise there, but
Everything also, like all the stages, the free-falling level, the bullet time, the minigun, it all felt like it was just taken from other games. You know, like...
Yeah.
it was like nothing novel about it.
The platforming was stolen from every good platforming game. And I don't know. It just seemed like a Quentin Tarantino film turned into a game. And
Right, nothing felt original.
Yeah.
Exactly. Except for the one line. I don't know who, maybe you have this written down in your quotes thing, but I think it's the German guy. But he says, "You and your little monkey guns, just jumping and bumping around."
I didn't have that one. I missed it.
Monkey guns.
Yeah, I didn't understand it at all, but I thought it was hilarious.
No, the only one I have that we didn't say was there was nobody fucks with the rat, and when she brings the book back to Kafka, here's your fucking book.
I did like that one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all I have for quotes this time.
I have a Pelham when you think he's William Ackers, the first time you see him, he's like, "Look, you saved my life. Now I need you to save my son's." Like, wait a minute.
I did you a favor. Now I need you to do me another favor.
Yeah. Just the inflection of it and everything else. So it's like, hold up.
It also feels like on paper the game has everything in it that I should love. Like on paper it sounds great.
Yeah. It seemed
it doesn't work.
The execution wasn't there.
Yeah, it seemed that you needed the bullet time way too much.
It was a
to
quickly
survive.
rushed Bethesda game.
It sure was. Classic Bethesda.
The signs were there.
Soundtrack, I'll give it a D- because it kind of annoyed me listening to it over and over and over again.
You got to see how many bands were in it.
I know, I saw
in the intro cutscene.
The Arkhams was the only one I remember I've ever heard of before.
I was like, the groove. I don't remember any of the names really.
Daddy's Rockabilly Revolution.
The Ghoulish Ghouls.
So yeah, that was the whole story of the Wet franchise right there.
Yeah, left it open for a fucking sequel.
Yeah.
And a comic book and just make like a whole spin-off universe.
Would you play it again?
No,
You wouldn't play it.
I like to think I like to think I would give it another shot, but then I'd play it and be like, no, and just start getting PTSD and cry and just put it down.
That's the best thing about getting older. I don't have time for bullshit in games. I'm done. Move on to the next one.
Well, I'm glad you guys said that because I was like, this game doesn't look terrible. But then Syintist was like, did you watch the gameplay? I was like, oh no, it's all like that.
I was like, yeah, did you watch the gameplay? He's like, I just saw a little part where they're jumping around, like slowing down time shooting. I was like, that's the entire game.
Yeah, that absolutely is.
That's insane.
And jumping off different stuff. That's
yeah,
all
because
it
when
is.
a boss takes out a fucking machine gun, there's nothing you can do besides jump and slow time down.
There is one cool thing though. You could shoot two different enemies with your guns, like one in one way, one in the other.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, that's
After you do it the 700th time in the third level.
Yeah.
That's what made me quit playing it, because I was at that arena in the beginning and I was just jumping and slowing down
You
time
just
shooting,
kept doing the same
and I'm
shit.
terrible at aiming, so I was just shooting and missing. So I'd have to jump again and then slow down time and shoot and miss. I was like, "Fuck this," and I turned it off. And I think it's forever in my trophy list because I smashed one of the stupid cymbal banging monkeys. So I got a bronze trophy for destroying one.
Jerk.
Yeah.
So you have just that game at 1% or something like that?
But yeah, I would never touch it again. But I'm glad I know the story now.
Yeah, now that I know the story, I don't feel I need to touch it.
I think it was the story was appropriate ridiculousness for the length of the game.
And it was only like, what, a 4-hour play, 6-hour playthrough?
If you watch all the cutscenes, yeah, probably, or die a couple times, probably 4 to 6, yeah.
Yeah, when you play it 7 times, it's about 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. Oh, and I remember that golden bullet difficulty being a fucking nightmare too, because it's one hit death.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
Especially because people are shooting you all the time. And
No, but there I get to say that on a personal level, at one point, I could have been the foremost expert on the game.
Where was this podcast 10 years ago?
I know, right? I'd have to be beating him off with a stick.
Instead, he's just beating them off.
So, closing remarks. Anybody have anything else to say about this magnificent game?
Look, I'm not the game's enemy, but I'm not its friend.
I don't think we can top that.
Were you waiting the whole time to use that?
You
Or
thought
were
about it on
specifically waiting
Tuesday.
till the end.
Bullshit, I don't do any research until Saturday.
How long were you holding that one in? Good through. Wait, what is it in Family Guy? He's like, how late were you up thinking about that one? 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wasn't that late.
But we can't top that
Jesus.
description.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, I think that sums it up. Our favorite weekly segment, Syintist's Lock of the Week. Syintist, who do you got this week?
I have the Dresden Rooks over the Magnitovorsk Knights. It's Eastern European Speed Chess League. It's amazing to watch.
Is that a team sport or is that individual?
Yeah, it's 3-on-3.
3-on-3. And who's going to win?
The Dresden Rooks.
What are they going to win by?
It's just time based. They'll win by 5 minutes probably.
5 minutes. That's a lock.
That's
It's
guaranteed.
yeah. It's 3-on-3 best of 3 matches.
Sell your money.
We'll just watch it. It's amazing.
Get all your money together, sell it, sell your money, flip it, make 2 times money.
The Magnitovorsk. No, the Dresden Rooks will win.
Dresden Rooks up in the house.
Represent.
Yeah, they've been having some troubles lately, but Magnitovorsk will bring out the best in them.
I feel like you just made this up by looking at my bumper stickers.
You have Magnitovorsk bumper sticker?
Do they wear jerseys or are they all dressed in like suits?
It's suits. Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
corduroy suits with leather patches, that type of thing.
they could wear that, but usually it's just like button-down shirts and ties. It's nothing fancy.
No helmets for the Magneto versus.
No. You don't need helmets in speed chess.
It depends how fast you're going.
All right. Thank you, Syintist. As always, we appreciate it. And like we always say, it's a 100% guaranteed pick.
This is why we need that soundboard so we can do the lock sound.
Well, we just do it with our mouths. It's fine.
It's a sure thing.
It doesn't sound as good as the first time.
No, it doesn't. We'll have to save that clip. I'll edit that clip in. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So we're going to move on then to our favorite segment ever.
Way better
Chump
than
Slaps.
that.
Recommendation window. Every week we ask Chump Slap to recommend us something. And today we would like his recommendation for what is the #1 best Sega Genesis console edition.
I'm going to have to go with OG Sega Genesis console.
Oh.
I'm not talking Master System, not that shit that was released in Europe. Sega Genesis.
Like original boxing.
Yes. It came with Sonic 1, I believe.
May have been Altered Beast.
Oh, that's right. With the on off like switch toggle thing.
It's the only one I've ever had. It's the only one I've ever loved.
All right.
It had the little gray rectangular reset button.
Yeah.
I believe it had volume too that you could put headphones in.
It did.
All right. I'm surprised you didn't say maybe Genesis 2 with the 32X attached.
What do you don't know me at all
What,
anymore.
gentrifying him?
Swear to
Yeah.
Christ.
The city's changed, I swear. That's...
Well, why don't we talk about the Sega CD? Let me push my glasses back.
All right. We're drawing lines in the sand here between Sega and Nintendo kids. Which side are we on? You're going to have to listen next week when we're back. So
I'm definitely a Sega
with that,
person.
we're getting out of here. Have a good one.
Smell you later.
Take it easy, chumps.